there's a price to pay. The disappearance of all the old beats and coverage.
Yeah, it's not beat coverage anymore.
Well, when I joined journalism in 1980 in UNI, there was an employment correspondent, a labor correspondent. He covered labor. There were agriculture correspondents in newspapers who actually covered agriculture. Today, an agriculture correspondent means the guy who covers the agriculture minister. Ministry correspondent, not someone who's covering it through the season till the market, to the mandi. That is an agriculture correspondent. In India today, there is not a single agriculture correspondent. You do not have a single correspondent today covering poverty full-time. You do not have a single correspondent today covering housing, urban or rural, and homelessness. You have what you call an education correspondent in the Indian media is really a campus correspondent. At admissions time, they will do the woes of the middle class story. The primary education, elementary education, none of that is being covered. Where too, a process of destruction of public resources is taking place.
And the withdrawal of the state from
Odisha,
education.
Chhattisgarh, the person, they don't hire teachers anymore, they hire the teacher's helper. Okay, Shiksha Sahayak in Odisha.
Even Maharashtra.
Yeah, and do you know that the Shiksha Sahayak in Odisha earns less than you would?
As a minimum wage.
30 days on the NREGS, you
yeah.
learn more than the Shiksha Sahayak, the teacher, the guy who's actually teaching in the class. Whatever you call him, he's the one who's running the class. Right? So,
how will the media break out of this?
I don't see that happening. I see the media breaking down rather than breaking out. I don't see that as they get, the more corporatized they get, the more, in a sense, it opens up spaces for others to come out with alternatives.
What kind of alternatives?
Open. I think, but again, I'm saying there are serious problems about how it's going. The kind of concentration you're looking at, even in the, see, let me put it this way, the last process in the corporatization thing is, I believe that today the media have what I call, I've said this many times, I've done a paper on it, a structural compulsion to lie.
To lie?
Yeah, they have no choice but to lie. Simple.
So what are the constituents of this lie?
Yeah, the constituents are that from 2001-2002, new systems began in the media called private treaties and media net. So you could openly, explicitly shop for editorial space. Okay.
What does that mean actually?
Okay, the private treaty, it sounds like a treaty between India, Pakistan or something like that, but it isn't. The private treaty is essentially between, say, you as a mid-level corporate, mid-level business, and me as the largest newspaper. You are keen to break into the top league. Like Kishore Biani once was, a middle-level retailer. He is now one of the top retailers in Asia.
Yeah.
He signed a private treaty with the largest newspaper in the country. Now, when that happens, the practice normally, there are different versions of this private treaty from different newspapers. By the way, they even fight over the brand name private treaty. Yeah, they're not ashamed of it, they're proud of it. You can't use the word brand name, so then you use Synergy Center. Okay? Essentially what it consists of.
But this is almost paid news, or it is paid news.
It is very much paid content. It is paid news in that sense. It is the precursor in many ways to what really happens in paid news.
Okay.
And it lays the basis. Because the manner of transaction here, you're this middle-level corporate, seeking my support, you sign a treaty with me. Immediately, I acquire 7 to 10% of shares in your company. When I acquire 7 to 10%, there is absolutely no incentive for me to ever take a critical look at what is now partly my own company.
Not only that, I'll push your news more than anybody else.
Yeah, and no reporter is going to do, from my paper, is going to do a negative story on you. I am part owner of the company. 7 to 10% is not a small shareholding. So that's the private treaty method. Now we pay each other off in these different ways. I get shares, and that's adjusted against a certain fixed amount of advertising.
And when did this actually begin?
around 2001-2002 in the private treaties. I think 2002.